Happy Monday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffrey Scott Mitchell. It's been a while since I got out here and did this because lately I've been, I don't want to say introspective, maybe more lazy. Just, keeping it inside, just kind of staying with inside myself. A little too much, and maybe not a little too much, but more than usual. Been busy though. Been getting around. I think Vegas, Funketeers Ball in DC, and went and saw Stanky, hanging out with family. And granddaughter came out. Just a bunch of stuff been going on. So I've been kind of, busy, active. Life is really good. And after I saw Stanky, which really ain't stanky at all. In fact, it was something beautiful. It was more beautiful. I used the word pretty, but it was still hard and had that drive and that groove. It wasn't stanky at all. Like I said, after I saw Enema Squad at the Funketeers Ball, it's hard to get stanky. After you see that stanky, you ain't gonna, well, anyway. But my point was kind of going to be that after I saw that, I was like, and I had such a good time. My energy was elevated. It was because of the music, the reward I get from the music, the deep reward I get from the music, from hearing the music that I grew up on, that I love. They play Fire. That was like my first funk song. Fire was like some of the first music I ever got outside of my mother's records. 8-track, Ohio. They played that. They played Keep It High. Of course, they played, Cosmic Slot, the P-Funk stuff. But in the style in which they play it, I'm very attracted to the style at which they play this music. So they even played Benny and the Jets. But the way they played it killed it even more. I mean, I actually like Benny and Jets when Benny and Jets was out 40 years ago. So to hear them play it, oh, and they have vocals. I didn't mean to go down this whole road, and they have vocals. To hear clear singing, it was good. But I don't want to go down the road. My point was being that after that, I got so much from it. Of course, I recorded it. Seems like the recording came out really good too, the audio. I got so much from it, and it was so uplifting to me. I guess maybe because I got to perform, or I got to express, I got to exercise my energy. I was stimulated. I thought, I have the best life in the world. I thought, I have the best life in the world. And at first glance, or first time you hear it, that might sound selfish. It may sound self-serving, and it's not all about you, Jeffrey. A statement like, I have the best life in the world could easily come off as somebody, with response, it's not all about you. And though I can make argument, and there is philosophy out there, objectivism, which would beg to argue that everything is about me or about self, that's not the point I want to make right now. Here's the point I want to make. I don't think there could be a higher compliment to someone else that after they experience you or something you did or something you created, for them to deeply feel that they have the best life in the world. I don't think, what more higher compliment can you have that? What can your event, your creation, your endeavor push the person to a point to where they said or felt at that moment, even though it may be fleeting, and thank God it is fleeting, and thank God for Mondays, and even though it may be fleeting only for a second, you can say, hey, for a moment, this person felt like they had the best life in the world because of something we did, or I did, or that happened, or whatever happened, and you're responsible for that happening. Because I do. Of course, I mean, there's a lot goes into it. Me knowing the band, my proximity to these group of people. It's where I live at. Just so it was like one of the top rated some of my favorite musicians were there. Some of my favorite musicians at their position were there. As far as P-Funk goes, in the playing of P-Funk, the music that I love, there's people around me who I think play it top notch, and pretty much only put a band together and they killed it. Now there was strategy behind that band, and that's probably another thing I'm grateful in that Ole has played with these people before. These are professionals. These people they play out every day. They play gigs weekly. They play with each other. In fact, they probably all played with each other the night before. So even though they came together under this configuration of Stanky, it may or may not have had any rehearsals. I think rehearsals are overblown. I mean, rehearsals are probably good for the musician. And a lot of musicians like to have it tight. And maybe some, venue owners or promoters, want to hear things super, super, super tight. But as far as me, the fan goes, I was like, y'all killed it. Y'all killed it. And then the other day I think he said, with rehearsals, you get the changes back. The changes are a little bit more tighter. But then again, being from P-Funk or whatever, or hearing P-Funk all the time, that little dysfunction, that little disruption, I almost like. I pretty much don't mind it at all. That little bit of disruption or collisions or whatever, whatever the word is. I like to see it go off and then come back on, log back on, look at the stage and see everybody looking at each other and get it right. I like those little moments because the show can be too perfect if you ask me. The show can be too perfect, but so when they laid into it, when they played the parts, because they knew the songs, they played the parts, they killed it, because they played them before. They laid in to keep it high. They played Benny and the Jets. They played some Prince stuff, P-Funk stuff. It was just good. It was just good. Maybe I don't get out enough, and maybe because I don't listen to the music when I'm at home. So when I finally do get out and hear the music live, good sound systems with power and bass, and then hear Bobby Easton. Barry Chenault, Bobby Easton, Ole Nero. Those three, to me, play P-Funk better than anybody in Los Angeles. I can put it. Let's just leave it at that. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. There's a lot of musicians out there to do things, but the Barry Chenault, Ole Nero combination been together for a long time. They played together for a long time. Mr. Chenault is one of my favorite drummers. Okay, he's probably my favorite drummer because of his style and how hard he hits. Is more regimented. Less jazzy. I don't know. Let's not go out there, but them two, and they lock together and they play the music the way I think it should be played. That's subjective, all about self again. I ain't saying it's good, bad. I'm just saying that's the way I like it. And Bobby Easton, I tell him every time I hear his damn guitar, it sounds just like Funkadelic. And of course he plays it the way it's supposed to be played, whatever that means. Of course, everything is in my mind, my judgment, but it sounds like it. The tone and the feel, it's just like, oh God, every time I hear the string, I have to look, it catches my ear because it sounds just like it, So when those three get together at the core, boom, that, I kind of want to be there every time for that. When they play in P-Funk. Okay. So, that was really good. That was really good to go. And plus, after Enema Squad, it was so heavy, funkadelic, and hard. I don't want to use the word dark, but it's kind of like that heavy, that music is just, not bad, but just, what Funkadelic brings. As to go from that, I needed some uplifting. I needed to hear Mustang Sally. And even when they play Mustang Sally, they play it with that P-Funk kind of bottom twist, that kind of style in which they play the P-Funk music, so it comes up the same, or it has that on it. And then they go into like We Want the Funk. It kind of morphs into other songs that brings you back in. It was just a good show. It's just a good show. But in Squad, like I said, was so funkadelic. Because first the Funkaholics came out and they were hitting it. They were hitting it. They played some P-Funk. They played a little bit of Funkadelic. They played Cosmic Slop. And they played some of their originals. And they were a perfect warm-up. Perfect warm-up. Because it was heavy enough and it was light enough and it was moving enough. Of course, being up front, I didn't hear the vocals as loud as I wanted to. I think Mrs. Tony Cam or Jackie, she goes by, I don't know, you can call them that anymore in today's world. Mrs. But anyway, I didn't mean to say that. I have to say that. She said she went to the back from the front so she could hear the vocals better. I said, oh, that's probably the case. Because I was like, I'm sure I'm not the only one here standing here thinking, I can't hear the vocals. Maybe they were in the monitor. Maybe the singers could hear themselves. I don't know. I couldn't hear the vocals. Because she said she went to the back and she could hear, went farther away from the front of the stage and she could hear the vocals. Because, it was good to hear vocals. Oh my God, vocals. And another thing I want to say about Enema Squad had a singer that sounded like Glenn Goins. Enema Squad had a singer that sounded like Glenn Goins. And that is something that should not be overlooked, if that's what you want. And I'm talking about the Mother Band, and this is my subjective opinion. I go see, the Mother Band, George Clinton in the Parliament Funkadelic. I'm gonna go see him 4 more times this year, so I'm gonna be there. But it just has been out of my mind, vocals like that. It's like not even a consideration anymore. That to go out and find somebody who can actually sing the song and sound like it. Because this dude was sounding like Glenn. And I was like, whoa. Just the idea of somebody with a power of voice and presence to step into that position and take it and move it. I was like, whoa. Whoa. And then they had 2 backup female singers who, now, I want to put this gently, who sang. Now, the backup singers for P-Funk, for George, Mr. Clinton and them, sing. These girls sang. They took over. When their voices, when they sang with the idea that we're leading. We want to be the loudest. With that kind of presence. And they said, you gonna hear me. I didn't come here, get all dressed up, get my hair. And though they call me background, you gonna hear me. And when I listened to the recordings of Enema Squad and the Funkaholics, and you hear me just say vocals. Vocals just keep hitting me over and over. Vocals. With Mr. Clinton and them, I realized that, over the years, I've kind of gravitated or waned away from vocals and don't even probably think about them that much anymore. Except for the one part on Knee Deep when they go, during the scat, that part, of course, Cosmic Slop, Mr. Scheider singing. And I gotta say this too, if I didn't say it before, Mr. Scheider, Mr. Garrett Scheider sang Johnny Guitar Watson better than he sang Street Funk. And not only, in fact, he sang it so much better that an adjustment has to be made one way or the other. Something has to change. Something, somewhere. Something. I mean, he sang it so much better. His style of voice fits right in, I guess range or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I kind of discussed it with some people who will remain nameless. They agreed that I'm thinking either P-Funk needs to change or Mr. Scheider needs to figure out a style or mechanism to bring his style of sound into the music to where it almost changes what we're used to hearing so that it better fits what he can do. But that's just me, because like I said, he saying that Johnny Guitar Watson, my jaw dropped. I was like, and it shook me up because I knew instantly. I was like, uh-oh. You know, I knew instantly. I was like, something. But anyhow, it was good. I guess, I think Mr. Scheider said he's going to be there tomorrow night at the Mint. It's supposed to be a mini Enema Squad version of Enema Squad. It's going to play with Norwood Fisher and them at the Mint. We went last month and they did Johnny Guitar Watson. That's where Mr. Scheider was there. Some other people was in the house. You know, Norwood Fisher, you know, some notables. He always has talent on the stage. Oh, John Stewart on drums. I got to give it to him. I take John Stewart for granted, probably, because he's always there. I take him for granted. Again, I gotta say what's up, because the drums are important. Everybody can't play drums the way that I like it. Okay, the way that I like it, and it comes back to self. What I like, what I want, you know. And I just take for granted he's back. There's a lot of other stuff too that I forget and probably need to point out. Django, like Django style, more and more. I got to get him in the studio. I got to get him in the studio with Mark and let them just go, you know. I got to get them. But, and see, and then again, it goes back to having the best life in the world, you know. I'm surrounded by the music I love. I'm surrounded by the music I love, and I love music. Well, I guess I do love music, but it's beyond that. What it does to me, or for me, I don't want to start to sound all metaphysical-ish, but it's something about the music. And I mean, I guess I just said that. I just said it, you can see, but I didn't really mean to take it from knee deep. But there's something about the music that moves me. And to have all that music played the way I appreciate most around me at my fingertips, to be a part of it, to do what I do, to be able to do what I do and play the role that I play. I may have created the role that Jeffrey plays it when Jeffrey goes to a show. And this is what I wanted. This is what I've probably been dreaming about since high school, study hall. To go to a place and just be Jeffrey and record it, you know, and get to play with my electronic toys. And at the Stanky show, I forgot the power adapter. I forgot the power adapter to my audio interface. So I just used the DR44, the portable recorder, which had 2 XLR jacks on it. So I had 2 mics in the DR44, the portable recorder, and I think I got a hell of a sound. I think I got maybe a better sound I did when I had all the other stuff. And Also, I did both of these things, on the audio recording and the video recording. I did some work. I did my homework before I went out, because the last couple of times I went out and I wasn't prepared. The DR44 had the wrong recording mode. It was just I don't even think I got a recording. I think it recorded over, and I missed stuff. And same thing with the cameras. I couldn't remote control them the way I could, because I had to do the due diligence. But I took the time to set them up correctly, to learn how to set them up correctly, and got them working at home, tested them. Then I got out in the field. I just cut the fuckers on. They did the rest. I cut them on. They connected. I cut the main one on. It was going to be the hotspot. Turned it on first. Hooked the other ones up. They connected. Powered up the app on my phone. They were all there, ready to go. It's like, okay. And the DR44, I had it set to a different recording mode for whatever reason. And it didn't record right. Finally got that set to 4-channel. Looks like I got good recordings. So that part, and I didn't have to bring a whole bunch of stuff either. And I strapped one of my cameras to the wall, to a pole. Beautiful. Now that I know how to do that, I can do that again. At that venue, when I go to that venue, which, maybe once a month or so, hopefully. When I go to that venue, I'll be able to, I know I got that spot. I know where, my spots are. And we'll see how and on the cameras, I took the recording up to 1080. I had it down at 720 for some reason. I told the cameras, record at 1080. And I might even try to go higher than that, just to see. I'm scared of the higher resolutions because of the file size and this and that. I don't know, I kind of shy away from it. Because actually in internet, you kind of down res it anyway. But I think you record it, and I know the rule of function is you record it is the highest resolution you can, and then you break it down. And I think that's what I might be missing and losing some quality in my videos. But anyhow, it's just good. Then, all of this, I'm talking to Oli on the phone. I give him a call before Stanky. Got to give him a call, touch base, see what's up right before Stanky. See how, see how he feeling, what he thinking. And I be wanting to know stuff, but I don't want to know stuff. Like sometimes I don't want to know the set list. I don't want to know, well, I kind of want to know how rehearsals went, or if there's rehearsals, kind of. I don't want details, because sometimes, in fact, they was over there eating or something, and I walked over there and I overheard the tone of the conversation. I turned around, whoop, don't want to sit here, because it's a band, and it's they got to work things out, and it's they need their time together, and without fans or without me or whoever, sounded like they was talking about something that needed to be talked about. So I got out of there. We talk about it all the time, musical director, band management, who's in control, who's gonna take charge, who's gonna handle that, who's gonna handle that, Somebody needs to be in charge. Somebody needs to captain the ship. So, forget how I got on that. Oh, talking to Ole for the show. I forgot what I was saying, but anyway. Oh, I was talking to Ole. And then I said, oh yeah, people aren't gonna be, I was like, people are playing out here 4 more times this year. And I say that with kind of a sarcastic, not disdain, but kind of like, God damn. Because they playing a lot. Now, a lot of people, there was a time when I would have said, you can never have too much people on. There was a time when I could have said that. Because remember in 85, 86, there wasn't none. It was 0. And then we went from that to the 90s, to where I was seeing them 4 times in 1 week. maybe like 3 times a year. And then it got to the point where I was seeing them maybe, 20 times a year, if not more. So I've gotten my fill. And lately too, I'm not that I'm always gonna go. I ain't gonna miss none now. But it's like, again, I mean, they're playing Pomona for crying out loud. Pomona? Ventura? And I know, well, actually, now that I think about it, I know shows in obscure venues bring something different. I know small venues, maybe less hospitality can affect the disposition of the band, and you get a different type of show. And I kind of said that about Stanky. I was like, ugh. I may have commented something like, I like seeing that attitude on the show. Whatever attitude it is. That friction. Not that there was friction in Stanky. Not that there ain't. There's friction in every band. But things need to get worked out. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Things need to get worked out. And people want to work them out in different ways. That's all I'm saying. That's why you got to have one person in charge. So that whether you agree with it or not, hopefully you'll get on board with it for the sake of the team. It's just not about who's in charge, who can tell anybody what to do. It's about steering. You can't steering the vessel. You can't have two people steering. So, that's gonna be fun. Pomona, and they might come out a little. P-Funk might come out a little bit more relaxed, saying, we playing this blah 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 place. Because they done played all over the world. They play famous halls, Amsterdam, Paris. They done play like some magical historical places. And they come playing Bob's Coconut Lounge in Pomona or someplace in Ventura or whatever the hell. They may be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more like, attitude-ish, whatever. I don't know. And see, that's what I said, I don't know. And I like not knowing. I like staying on my side of the stage. I like staying out of the business so I can say whatever the hell I want to say. I like staying out of it and not getting too close to whatever it is so that I can just say whatever the hell I want to and not have to worry about it. When I was inside P-Funk, kind of, sort of, working out, on the fringes of almost, yeah. And I was on the set list and all that, working with Lodge Curry, learning, the ways, and this and that. And I knew I just couldn't say anything. I knew that I was restricted in what I was allowed to express. And it's like any job. If you're an employer, it's not a democracy. It's what the employers say. So then I wrote an article and I got kicked off the list. There's a black Jeep in the license plate. It was black like mine. And it kind of looked like it was, worded. It was like Diana 3. But for some reason that Diana 3 looked like one people. Anyhow, so my independence is, I realized when I made the move to take everything, to have P-Funk 1 be P-Funk 1, and to move all the real stuff to Jeffery TV. When I say real, I mean stuff for me. That nobody can have any claim to anything. I'm not trying to piggyback off anybody else's philosophy. I don't want it to be seen that way. Even though I was thinking too, I will throw on some P-Funk paraphernalia and walk around. I don't do that for everything. In fact, you don't see me wearing brand names. This hat I'm wearing now, and I'm thinking I gotta get another one. And my sister gave me a really nice hat, but it says Alaska on it. It's like a really nice hat, but it says Alaska on it. You know, that's branding, or not branding, but you know, that's making a statement. Unless it says Jeffery TV or something, or I just, it's a hell of a hat. But I don't want to get on here making videos and then you see another brand or trademark or whatever, But I do wear that P-Funk. I hope they don't be too upset. Some of the controversial topics I be talking about. I used to have P-Funk all in the background of my house. I kind of clean that up. Because, sometimes I get out there and I say some stuff that P-Funk may or may not want to be associated with. And everybody has that right. And I don't want to be, that person. I want complete, unadulterated freedom and independence to say and do whatever hell I want to do. And Jeffery TV kind of took me out of that P-Funk 1, from under that P-Funk 1 umbrella, and created that. But anyway, we got on that road. I really didn't feel like talking today, but I knew once I got going, I was going to get going. And, the and I was talking about was that after all that's going on, Vegas one weekend, Steelers, Funkadoo's Ball, DC another weekend, Stanky another weekend, and then this week coming up, P-Funk. P-Funk playing San Diego. I'm like, what the hell? I just got my ticket the other day because I seen it and I knew it was there. I just didn't realize it was next week. And then, on top of that, the next day, October 22nd, the Steelers play in Los Angeles. Oh my God. It's too much. And I got like 0 PTO. I can't take no time off. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what we can do. To see how I can do this. I can't take no time off, and I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to do it, I need to step up and be able to do it. Get my rest when I can, do what I can do. So we're going to go in that direction. Next week, drive down to San Diego, see P-Funk, probably get a room, stay there, go right from P-Funk to the game. What a life. What a life. From this previous weekend, stanky. That's the only thing I did. I rested, I slept Friday. And then, what's happening too, I'm realizing that even though, I don't got to work or whatever, I want to stay up and spend time with myself. I just want to be awake and just do stuff with myself. And you can take that any way you want to. And just, watch TV or, read. I guess you could say read if it's on my phone. Just to experience my own presence. Watch TV or eat or just kind of, mess around with my electronics or this or that. I just found myself wanting to spend time alone, maybe just being, but not really being, but doing something. So I've been like, I'll be like, get to bed like, I don't want to stay up. I can stay up late and I don't really got to do nothing. You can stay up late and not really do nothing. It's quiet at night. Just relax. Hey, laying on the bed, nice little breeze blowing through, comfortable TV, just chill with myself. I said, hey, I can stay up late and just do that. I don't got to go out or go to a club or, have anything planned or anything. That's just a good enough. Anyhow, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. We're going to see how big this file is. I'll probably have to get the file home and make 2 of them, splice them together, and then re-encode it. What's the word? Re-export it as a smaller file But then again, it might not be. Maybe FD is small enough, and we'll see. But I don't think it's gonna be smaller than that. But I got out of my app, you can take it down to like tiny sizes. But it keeps the audio clarity. But it keeps the audio at a higher bit rate and just a smaller video. It's all about the audio in this case. Anyhow, swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the phone. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. A totality of it all, the theory of universe. A hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffrey.